This is Vikings United, your ultimate destination for everything Minnesota Vikings. Bringing together the most passionate fans, insightful analysts, and dynamic creators from across Skull Nation. Get ready for deep dives, spirited debates, and exclusive insights from Coach Cody. We're celebrating our community, honoring our heroes, and fueling your fandom with Pillars of Valor coffee. This is more than a show. It's a movement. This is Vikings United.
Running through these towns, kicking psychedelic sounds. I leave my heart down on the ground. Since I don't have you around, I'll grab a bottle off the shelf and go and drink it by myself. Say you wanna talk it out, well I don't think I need your help. Think I'm better off alone. I made my whole run on the road. I won't spend my lonely nights talking on the telephone. I find a girl at every show, but I will never let you know how much I regret the past and why watching you go, because hearts ain't smart, they're built for fools. Fall apart and let you break all your rules. It'll make you choose between a bottle and the blues. But my heart can't seem to forget about you. Can't forget about you. Last 3 months, like a doggy on a chain, I got my heart off your leash, but you still infect my brain. So now I'm running round in circles, cause I can't forget the pain. Like 1,000 shiny daggers every time I hear your name. Though I have to get control of my body and my soul. I pick my heart off the floor like I had to twice before. Should have cared a little less, we should have loved a little more. Now we both regret the past as we're walking out the door, because hearts ain't smart, they're built for fools. Fall apart and let you break all your rules. It'll make you choose between a bottle and the blues. But my heart can't seem to forget about. Can't seem to forget about you. Can't forget about you.
Welcome into Vikings United on the Scene Project Sports Network. I am your host, Bubba Starts, joined by my co-host and my good friends. We got Coach Cody in the house with us tonight. Big B is here as well.
Hey.
Our new full-time co-host on the show. Fully represented now, too. Look, I got you on the graphics, B.
Sweet. Love it. Thank you.
Hey, you need to send me that one. Send me that one, please.
Sir Picasso is backstage. He'll be joining us here shortly. We got a big win to talk about on Christmas Day, a historic win in a lot of ways, and we're going to get to all of it. We got some Hall of Fame talk today, too. Me and B were going back and forth a little bit. Yeah, a lot to get to, but fellas, how was your Christmas?
Go ahead, Big B. You first.
No, it was good. I actually had to work for a little bit both days, on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Had the weekend off to enjoy with my side of the family. Had Sunday off to kind of relax. So, but definitely it was good. I mean, we kind of do stuff all year long, so opening presents around here is slim because we do so much during the year. So, but it was a great year. How about you guys?
Man, mine was amazing. I guess we get holiday pay at my work, so you can already guess what I was doing Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, loving every minute of it. But other than that, man, just been able to see family. I'm the oldest of 14 siblings, and yeah, yeah, half of them here, half of them in another state. But just the fact that I was able to see this whole half, that's what holidays are all about.
Yep, exactly.
My in-laws live in the same town that we do, so we just went across town. My mother-in-law always cooks way too much food, so I just chilled, man. Was able to kind of put the phone down. Obviously I spend a lot of time online and on live and just all that, so it was nice to kind of put it all aside, not have to worry about it, be able to just enjoy some football, enjoy some time on Christmas Eve with the immediate family, and then mother-in-law's brothers come over and kind of extended family a little bit on Christmas Day. But yeah, I got to chill out, watch some ball, and just enjoy the family. So a lot of the same, a rare day off for me. I was itching last Friday to get back in the studio and kind of get back to hammering away. There's just no days off, man. You can't sleep in this media world. And B, I know you can relate there.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, my coast to coast chat can blow up some days with, people dying, hey, did you hear this move? Did you hear this move? Hey, did you see this list? What's your thoughts on this? So it's definitely one that, yeah, in this media world, yes, it's a hobby, but yeah, we try to stay up to beat with everything so we have stuff to talk about. Especially during games. Oh, did you see that play? Oh, this guy just got hurt. So yeah, we definitely keep up with things. It is fun.
I've had to leave some group chats because it gets too much.
Yeah, no, I get that. Bubba, I like the fact that you brought up being present, putting your phone down. I got a Wyoming Cavalry group chat on Facebook here. And, I shot him a message on Christmas, and that's kind of what I added to it. Like, hey, when you get this time with family and friends that you don't get to see often, be present, just put the phone down. I actually told him, all caps, no phone, just to, just soak it in. You never know, anything can happen. And, it's just, family's a big thing. Obviously, I got a big one, so it is what it is. But yeah, no, just being present. That's what it's all about. Making the memories. Whether it be the grandpa's weird laugh or something like that. Like that's something that you're gonna really want to carry with you. So.
Yeah, and we got nieces. My wife's brother has 3 little girls, and they're only that size early, right? I think they're like 4. 2 about to be 3, a newborn that's going to be 2 here soon. Like they're small, man. And we're just trying to soak that up. Me and B, I don't know if I've shared a lot of my past with you, but I did prison time. I was gone for 2 years. Right. And then I was, away from my oldest boy. Like I lost a lot of that time with my kids. And I'm not trying to necessarily like get that time back with them, but I'm a lot more conscious of it when we are with the kids and with the family, soaking it up. And it shows because last night when they came with their mom to bowling, and like I get hugs before they leave the bowling alley then too, right? And just building that relationship with our nieces. It's really important to my wife, and it's nice to get to, spend that time and with her as well. She's been locked in with homework and working at the school and everything. So it's nice for all of us to just kind of like put it all away. Everything's on DND and just to chill out with each other. So with that, while we're talking holidays, I know Sir Picasso's got some stories about his holidays, so we're gonna bring in himself. And what's up, Marcus? How you doing, brother?
Oh, what's good? You guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you all.
Man, Merry Christmas, my man.
Hey, first off, I would like to nominate his mother for sainthood. I cannot believe you got that many siblings. I'm going, your poor mom, bro. Oh my God.
I've known Cody for years. I've known Cody for years. I didn't even know that.
Man, I keep a lot. I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve and keep a lot of stuff close to the chest. But like, yeah, man, it's like that. I always wanted a big family, so I mean, I got my wish.
Yeah, 100%. Not yes. I was sharing with Bubba so my wife is Persian, and so we went to her parents' house for Christmas, and they're very traditional. So I'm sitting here like I was telling him, I go, it's like 3 o'clock. I nudge her and I go, are they gonna open presents yet? She's like, I'll ask them. And I'm sitting there, we're watching another game, so I'm going, hey, are they gonna open presents yet? She's like, I'll ask him. She goes, he said in a minute. I go, yeah, game starts in a minute. So
Oh,
we're sitting
no.
there, and then all of a sudden, so I got to watch the first drive. It goes down to we score, and like I was telling him, I said, now I'm like, yeah, okay, like they're doing the Secret Santa, so everybody opens one gift at a time.
Oh, that's
So
the
I'm going,
worst.
this is gonna take so long. I'm sitting there, bro, and then all of a sudden, so we get the touchdown, and I think it was her stepmom goes, we should shut the TV off. I went, what'd she say? I'm going like, now, mind you, again, I should have started with, I showed up with my white Vader helmet to a very traditional Persian house, and they're looking at me like, well, listen, y'all have me here in this game day. But yeah, so and then they're going through the things, and obviously after we scored a touchdown, they go to their first pass. Harrison Smith, shout out to him having a phenomenal year right now. Gets that interception, and I jumped up. I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I scared half the people to death when I said, but it was a great game though.
Hey man,
They love me there. So.
you don't even have to apologize for that, because then like you set the standard, so like every holiday they'll be like, he's watching football. You know what I'm saying? Like you got
so
him
this
out.
year we're gonna do it on Christmas Eve just because it works with everyone.
I love it.
Oh yeah. Nah, it's
Yeah,
all
some
good.
people just don't understand.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and then you get some people, I've actually heard going, like, can you just a little bit? I go, lady, half my body's tattooed Vikings. I earned this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
Right.
You're
lucky this is what you're getting.
Didn't give it away.
I swear to God.
I take this shit very seriously.
100%. 100%. So yeah, no. So what are you guys' plans for New Year's?
Going to Dave and Buster's.
Go ahead,
my
B.
wife, I'm off tomorrow. We're gonna go to Eden Prairie to Dave and Buster's, spend some time there, get some prizes. If you guys haven't been there, it's it's adult Chuck E. Cheese, I guess.
Yeah.
So we go there, and it's half off. So we play games, get tickets. Probably do a little shopping. Outside of that, just kind of chill, maybe catch some scores. So.
Bubba, you're next.
Yeah, we ain't doing nothing, man. We're chilling. We had our holidays. What's tomorrow? Well, I think the wife usually she works on Wednesday nights at the bowling alley here in town. But I think they're taking the day off. And hey, Kat, stop it. Stop. I'm gonna be wrestling my potato chip here. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Surprise guest.
Yeah, she must still be hungry, man, because she keeps trying to eat my hand. No, we're probably just taking it easy. I'll be in the lab working most of the day, probably. Like I took my day off for the year. That was more than enough for me. I'm committed to this thing. Things have really been rolling. All that momentum that we've built up over the course of 2025. And I'm going to roll a little thank you video later today. But man, I just feel like anytime that I stop, like it's all going to come crashing down, right? There is such a fear of the whole thing, which I know it won't, right? Like that we've built up too much momentum that even if we stopped, it would just run us over anyway, like a cartoon, like Wile E. Coyote, right? But there's just a lot to do, man. There's a lot moving into this new year. We got big plans. I'm planning a big tour with, the parent network, getting out on the road, touring through Detroit, Dallas, Austin for South by Southwest, Houston, and like it's right around the corner, man. March is like already here to me in so many ways. So I'll be on the grind, man. Maybe enjoy some movies and games with the kids and stuff before that. But yeah, my kids are 9-10 years old. We ain't letting their asses stay up till midnight.
I hear you, bro. My boys are 10 and 12.
Yeah, it's like, okay, when the clock hits 9 o'clock, you're gonna pretend that's midnight. See you in the new
Right.
year. Happy New Year.
Right. Record the ball drop from last year and just play that. You know, they
Well, and
won't know the difference.
10 o'clock here is, midnight on the East Coast, right? So it's I might let them, experience a little bit that they don't care either, right? Like I don't know. I've never,
It's not as big as a thing.
like, yeah, if I'm not playing a show with my band and doing something like that, like it's another day, right? Me and Danielle probably won't stay up till midnight.
Something that on my bucket list is I do want to be in New York City at Times Square one of these years for just the experience. I'll probably never get there, but it'd be something to kind of experience.
We'll take this show on the road next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Never say never.
Right. Well, and yeah, I don't know if it
Insert
ever falls
Justin
on a
Bieber
Sunday.
music.
Yeah. Well, and they're with the societal climate being what it is right now. I'm not trying to do anything out in public in those kind of big areas. Going to a football game is bad enough. I know security's pretty tight in a confined space like that, but being out on the streets of New York City with 1 million just doesn't really intrigue me a whole lot. My wife's not down with that at all. She was raised in
my wife wasn't down with it either. So
yeah. If I'm doing it solo or with the guys, right? But it would be cool if there was ever a New Year's Eve game, a football game, right? Like that would be cool.
Right. Yeah,
I got friends that live in New York, so hell yeah, they're Jersey. So
yeah, I would like watch it from an apartment or something. Like if somebody had a high rise above Times Square or something, like if I could do it like that, but I don't really have any desire to be on the street for that type of stuff anymore. I've had my times. We have the Sturgis motorcycle rally every summer, and
I got to go to that. I want to go to that.
B, you come on out, man. I'll take good care of you. You come out for that. Like, and it's a tiny little main street, but it's packed wall to wall. Like that's congested enough for me. They have 70,000 people out at the Buffalo Chip where we're fortunate enough to work now, capturing content. Like that's enough crowd for me. Obviously the Vikings games are so, but Marcus, you can kind of attest to this too, is like, once you know where you're going and like how to get in, like I've snuck through the Delta Club a couple of times now, like getting into the stadium, no lines, getting in the building, like it's a different experience taking the crowd element out of it.
I feel so guilty sometimes because I'm sitting there, we're trying to leave, and I'm going, what are you doing? Dude, just take a right. Let's go down here, turn it here, like, let's go. And I'm saying, I would literally tell people too, like, if you have it, because, when you're trying to leave, people are shoulder busting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell the guy next to me, I go, where'd you park? I said, dude, follow me, and he's like, all right. But then the downside is don't follow the guy dressed as Darth Vader, bro. I get stopped for like 30 fucking pictures every 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So when we went for the whiteout game last year, Marcus, we followed Gunner. We followed Gunner and oh man, who had that big ass hat last year? What was your name? He just had a birthday when you guys were down in Dallas. You were supposed to get him tickets.
Oh, Eric?
Yeah, Eric. So we were walking in with Eric, and Eric was fucked up already before we walked in because it was the Monday night game too, right? So everybody's partying like all day. Eric's got this big ass, like oversized baseball cap.
He's got the fat hat.
He's got the fat hat. And then him and Gunner's been to like 300 or 400 games or something. It was like his 150th Monday night game. It's something crazy, right? So this guy knows it. He used to walk laps, he said, around the stadium before they built it, knows all the in and outs, and that's who kind of showed us the ropes. Says, hey, these are the passwords to get past this level of security and get in. So that's what I did when I went to the last game, where it's just like, oh man, there's no other way to do it. Because once you get so far, they're not turning you back around, right? So you kind of like weave your way in, avoid the crowds. Once you're in the building, they're like, oh, you can't go past there. You're like, oh, well, my bad.
We started coming in on a side entrance right by kind of off of where we tailgate, right? And we usually used to come in the big doors because I know the head of security. So it's a lot easier when I go to the front to get in because I have like, I don't know, like maybe 60, 70 pens on me. Like we've been to a lot of games.
Yeah. Well, and you're dressed, you're literally Darth Vader.
But I mean, like when they go, like I literally have my outfit it snaps off the pad for the chest plate so they can see that the pens have backings of, because you got to go through a metal detector. And I get you got to do your job.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it was so cold the last game. And she just wanted to go in the side entrance. So we did. And I ended up getting obviously pulled aside and they had to wand me. I had to take everything off. So I'm holding the helmet. I had to take the strap off so they could see and it was just a new guy. And I didn't want to name drop his boss, but at the same time, like it took me a good 10 minutes to get my hands to warm up before, it was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience when you're rolling in with season ticket holders that know the ropes. And I'm really grateful for that, man. It's like the keys to the city, right? Like you don't feel you're not getting shuffled in and out. Because I had like walked up to the stadium with a group and then they're like heading towards the back of this longest line. I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Because it was cold. That game for the Ravens was cold, man. It was before we got that warm weather back. So I was freezing, especially after standing out at the tailgate. Marcus, you guys didn't go to that game. You had auctioned off your tickets or given them away that game. And so yeah, I was kind of walking over by myself and falling in line. I was like, oh, I am not standing out here for 40 minutes waiting to get in. Like, that's ridiculous.
Well, we were talking about this.
Trying to bring a crowd with me either. I'm like, oh no, I'll see you inside.
All right. We were talking about this weekend, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know. But then all of a sudden, right when I say I'm not sure, I don't know if I'm going to go to this game. Then yesterday, Jay Ward for the Vikings hits me up and he goes, I need a painting. And I'm, oh, okay. So I usually like, okay, well, what size? So we talked about the size. We went back and forth with the pictures, what he wants to do. And in my head, I went, all right, well, it's going to be this much. Or you could pay this much and give me 2 tickets to the game this weekend. But I'm waiting to hear back from him first for the pictures, but because I can start his painting tomorrow. I'll have that thing. I like with what he's already told me. It's only 3 images and it's on a bigger canvas. I can knock it out.
You'll be walking into the stadium with it. Hey, I gotta get this.
No, I usually keep it in the car because then after the game, like we did with I can't think of his name, Bo Richter, and another guy who don't play with us anymore, but. Yeah, last season, I just keep them in the car, and then after the games, Bo actually drove to our parking lot, our tailgate lot.
Ooh.
So he pulled in and sat right next to us, and I had told Shelly too. I'm like, hey, when he pulls in, don't let people know who he is. She's like, I know. Like, and it's one of those things you don't have to say, but you say it just because you don't want somebody to slip up. And but no, it worked out beautifully. And then all of a sudden, I realized when he pulls in, he's got like a 2025 Mercedes fucking car. I'm going, oh yeah, no, he works at Walmart's, my buddy. Like, dude, what the fuck? Sorry for cussing. So yeah, I'm going, but no, I mean, people weren't really the wise. Obviously, the crew I was with, the people parked with us and rode with us, knew who, whatever. But yeah, it's funny. Now they meet up after the game. That's if I can get it done in time too.
You'll get it done.
Oh yeah,
you'll get it done.
I'm so excited to show some of the new paintings, bro. I just did for people for Christmas presents. So one of which they get this weekend, and another one gets their other gift tomorrow. So once they get them, then I can post the pictures. I mean, I'm telling you, epic. You know what I mean?
Speaking of epic, we had some historic numbers put up. B, you sent me that clip. I wanted to bring this up.
There you go.
Hold on.
Oh man.
I mean, who would have thought? I mean, you win a game. I mean, glad the defense showed up and balled out, but to have a minus net of 3, you had 3 yards net passing because of the sack. Who would have thought you had that on your? We talk about bingo board all the time. Who would have thought you had that one on your bingo board? I mean.
Yeah, the 1973 St. Louis Cardinals, man, a baseball team, had more net passing.
Yeah. I mean, Houston in 06, -5. I mean.
What was that? It had to have been David Carr.
Oh, man.
Matt Schaub.
Yeah, that or Matt Schaub. Oh.
I mean, it was just when I think Bubba, I think you're actually the one that said that they had net 3 yards, and that's why I went and looked, or somebody sent me. So it's just like, okay, when's the last time this happened? And it's just like, really, it's happened that many times? I mean, Packers have done it twice. I mean, so
That's embarrassing.
yeah.
Well, and we'll see. We'll see what this game entails. I mean,
Yeah, no kidding.
Does the game matter for seeding it all for Green Bay, or is everybody locked into their
Green Bay's locked in at 7. They
Right.
win or lose, they're at 7.
Right, which
Yep,
it seemed like Malik Willis was going to start anyway. But
and if I'm the Vikings, I'm starting, Max. I let McCarthy rest. I mean,
Oh,
it's not
most
like he's having
definitely.
a hard time gripping the ball. That's the big thing. So, but you definitely got to get JJ his 40-some yards. I mean,
53?
53.
53. Okay.
53.
yeah, at least he got Moss's record for that. I think that's a big one. The 1,000. We had.
He's going to get 53 yards by the first quarter.
Yeah,
On
you
the
got
first
I hope
pass.
so.
On the first pass.
Yeah.
On the first,
lay it out
I'm
there.
not-
pass and then just sit him.
I'm not messing around. I'm not going to wait until if he gets to the fourth quarter with 13, I might shut it off.
Well, and Green Bay's so banged up that they got to be starting their whole second string. I mean, they're most of their team got injured against the Ravens, didn't they? Whoever
That's why I
was
don't
left.
think they're going to start anybody, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they got to try to get rested up.
I ain't even going to apologize. Ain't that some shit? Make the playoffs and then know you're going to get bounced out first
You
week.
going grocery
Right.
shopping, Marcus? We can let you go, brother.
That's some shit.
I think his service is cutting out. Hey, that was the guy. If you make it back, we'll put you back on, Marcus. You got to get groceries? Cool. Always taking us on the road, man. I appreciate that, dude.
All right.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Hey, man.
I'm blessed that I haven't been on the road doing this yet because I'd do it.
Well, because you'd be on the side of the road.
Well,
no kidding.
I got you a picture of your new car there, Cody. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, that
send
car,
it in?
that
Oh, man, I
that-
got to find that.
that Tesla with the big screen.
Oh, man.
If I could, I would. Honestly,
we know. I mean, Bubba, you know. I mean, I know Cody
Send me
for a
the
while.
picture. Is
He
it a
would.
video? Oh, it is a video.
Yeah, it's a video. Yeah.
isn't that awesome? Oh man, he didn't even leave his own bed.
No, you just drive up and you see this car with the big screen playing a football game or whatever. I mean, what would you do? Kind of hang back and watch the game with them and slow up traffic? I mean,
I probably would.
100%.
pull up behind them and just follow them.
Oh man, playing Madden or something on the freeway.
I'm sharing this. I hope. I don't know if people are going to be able to see it or not.
Yep.
Can you see it? That's funny.
Oh,
So this is
yeah.
what we're
And you're
talking
driving
about
on
now.
the opposite side. You know.
Oh, I wish.
This is
Elon-
too much. This is
Elon
too
Musk,
much.
help me out.
Hey, we're gonna get there, Cody. We are going to get there, brother. I promise.
Oh
you.
yeah.
I'm doing everything in my
To answer
power.
your question earlier, for New Year's, right? To answer his question, Mr. Picasso, Sir Picasso, for New Year's, man, holiday pay. You already know what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah,
You already know what I'm doing.
I didn't have to ask. Cody's working.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to take it where you can get it, man. You've had plenty of vehicle trouble in the month of December already. If they ain't passing you going down the highway, you ain't doing something right. I think I heard somebody say that one time.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, we just got 8-10 inches of snow the other day. So that was an easy 16-hour work day. I loved every minute of it until I didn't. But it comes in, it's weird. It comes to waves. You get excited for the snowstorm and then you get tired and then you're like, all right, I got my second wind. You get tired again. And then, based on the money that you're making, you're like, all right, every hour, just adding it up. And then finally you get spent.
Yep.
Luckily, that was hour 16 for me.
Ooh.
You're a wild individual, Cody. That's why I freaking love working with you, man. I know that the grind's never gonna get to be too much. B, same with you, man. You've jumped in with us just kind of on a whim first, and now being a full member of the organization. I appreciate you, and I hope we continue to get to grow together, man. I think
We definitely
where this
will.
goes is straight. I mean, like I said, man, I'm trying to work this into credentials. I know the process. I'm not afraid to send those emails and to reach out. And a big part of that was having consistent content about the team and growing a fan base around that. And it wasn't necessarily like a followers number. It's just showing up and saying, hey, this is what we do all the time. And being willing to put yourself out there. That's what a lot of this world is. And Cody, nobody knows that more than you, man. You continue to put it on and to go out there and to just keep rising. And man, it's a beauty to watch you do your thing. We're going to get a quick word from our sponsors. We're going to come back. We're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly, talk a little bit more about the Christmas Day game. And then, I want to get some Hall of Fame talk in here because we got a Viking that's, on the ballot. We'll see if they're going to get in or not. So I'd like to talk more about that. But first, a word from our sponsors at Pillar of Valor. As we cheer on our Minnesota Vikings, let's also recognize true heroes. Pillars of Valor Coffee isn't just about exceptional taste. It's a veteran-owned company with a powerful mission. With every purchase, you're directly contributing to programs that empower and support veterans and first responders. Imagine starting your day with a rich, bold coffee that also fuels a vital cause. Pillars of Valor Coffee is dedicated to making a tangible impact, honoring those who've served our nation and communities. Join them in their mission. Visit pillarsofvalor.com to learn more and get your bag today. Pillars of Valor Coffee. Great coffee, greater purpose. Boom. So actually, before we get to the good, the bad, and the ugly, somebody got a box today.
Let's go. Some
live unboxing here on the show. Shout out to Zach Husted, owner, founder of Pillars of Valor. I finally got my coffee in the mail, man. Excited to have this and to really start rolling this in. So yeah, we got all kinds of good stuff in here, man. I got a sweet hat that's coming too. I saw it just shipped today. It didn't come with the coffee, but I got a nice Pillars of Valor ball cap coming in, and just want to shout out Zach and his team, everything that they're doing to support veterans, and appreciate them being of this. So we got, oh my goodness, look at this. So love the names of it too. Oh my God, this box smells so good, guys. Oh my God, it just
that's the one thing is coffee smells good. I just cannot drink it black.
Oh man.
Oh no, me neither.
Right. Whole bean too. So this is the Bravery. This is a kind of medium dark roast. That's probably the first one I'm going to be trying, to be perfectly honest. I like a dark roast, man. Mexico ruined me, B, because they're not, I mean, they put a lot of sugar in. Everything's with sugar mostly, but it's dark coffee, dark beans. So then we got Courage, which is the full dark. I'll be getting to that on the days where I really need it. What we got? Heroism, which is more of a lighter roast. Looks like nice. That's probably for you, B, the light roast that you can put your cream and sugar in. We got a medium roast Determination. I love the names, man.
I was just gonna say those names go hard.
Yeah, this is Cody's bag, right? That medium roast, not too light, not too dark, just pure determination. And then tenacity nice. In there, another light medium roast there. So shout out to Pillars of Valor. Thanks, Zach. We appreciate you being a sponsor of the show.
Yes, thank you.
We're gonna get to in the new year, probably wait till the season finishes, and then we'll roll our new segment, the Hero of the Week. So if you have a veteran that's in your family, anyone listening to this, we would love for you to nominate them. We're going to do a drawing. We're going to try to get a bag of coffee to everybody in here. So we're just working out the kinks, how that's all going to work. So give us a couple of weeks, but send in the nominations now. We'll probably get some kind of wheel or something. I'm sure B can figure something. You guys have done drawings. I'm sure we can spin a wheel on here
Oh yeah, there's an app for it, and
Yeah, well, we'll spin the wheel of Skull. We'll get a Pillars of Valor bag of coffee out. I'm working with Operation Combating Veteran Suicide as well. Get some koozies and some pins and stuff. So nice little care package for one of our veteran heroes out there in our listenership and viewership. And yeah, just show some support to fans of our show and do that. And then a lot more obviously to come from our partnership with Pillars of Valor. So shout out to them. Can't wait to make a cup of that in the morning. I got it earlier today and I was like, man, I'm gonna save the unboxing for the show.
Yes.
Even though I could use a cup right now. I figured it was more important to wait. And yeah, man, just gets me jazzed up just smelling the beans, man.
Yeah,
good.
no,
Can't wait to hear what it tastes like, and hopefully we get a little sample down the road. But hey,
yeah, I shot you my address.
Awesome.
But hey,
Well,
before
ahead,
this,
Coach.
did you want to do some Hall of Fame talk? Because that's huge.
Let's do the good, the bad, and the ugly so we can kind of wrap up the Christmas game. Then we'll talk
All
some
right.
Hall of Fame and we'll take a little look ahead to the game against the Packers there. Obviously, we're going to have the pregame show back again for that game if it doesn't snow 2 feet up there and go, well, Cody would broadcast from the truck, so it's all good. I'm not worried about that.
Hey,
We have,
I was surprised I got you all that information that early, a week early. That's a record.
well, yeah, it's kind of screwing me up too. Now it's buried in the messages, right? So I've been having trouble finding it again, and it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, so good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah. So the way I think I'd like to do this is I would like for each of us, since we have 3 co-hosts now, that each one of us take one, the good, the bad, or the ugly, and we'll spin it that way so that it makes it a little interesting. It doesn't put all the weight on you, Coach. You do enough for me every week, getting in the keys to the game and our player to watch. So this will take a little bit off of your plate, and then we'll have to scramble. So you know what? Since B's our newest co-host, we're gonna let B take the good, and then me and you will bring up the other 2.
The good. Definitely that defense. I mean, they stepped up. They caused 5 turnovers. Harrison Smith 1 pick away from joining the 40-20 club, I've been hearing. But it was nice to see that defense step up when the offense really needed them. Now let's just, we got one more game. Let's keep it up, and then, let's just move into 2026. But yeah, I say the good is that defense this week.
I heard Purple Daily, and it was just Mackie and Judd this week on an episode, and they had brought something up that, like, if the Vikings start well, do you possibly see Harrison Smith kind of unretiring, or whether he retires this, off season or not? I know he's kind of hinted at it, but do you have a situation where things are going well and you get a hitman half season at the back half to kind of be that ace in the hole, possibly? Because really, I mean, he would be a free agent. If he retires, he could do whatever he wants to. I don't see him going to another team, but also the rigors of trying to go through the whole off season and do all that, where the guy just plays on pure instinct. It's not like he's going to completely fall off over the course of a single off season and not having the training camp time. But you think there's any weight to that, B?
I would say if we got injuries, then yeah, I think he'd be a phone call away. But I think if we're healthy and we're running good, I don't think we call a hitman. But if there's an injury, we need somebody, like the Colts did with Rivers. You give him a shout out and see if he's interested, and if so, bring him in. I know there's been a lot of debate. I've been listening to local radio. Is this going to be his last game? Is he coming back? What's the feeling? And everybody's kind of all over the board on, what they're feeling. So it'll be an interesting offseason watching what the hitman does.
I honestly don't think he's going to retire. He's had Harrison Smith is one of the luckiest dudes in the world to play football, just because, like, he can go 5 games, mediocre stats, below average stats, and then pop off for a couple sacks, and people say nothing bad about him. You've never heard anyone talk any shit about him ever throughout his career. Like even on his bad games, people just overlook him. Like he's just, how lucky is that? You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to show up. People aren't even going to talk about you. But the fact that he's been able to show up these past few weeks and really turn it on, maybe that shows him like, yo, I still got it. I can still play. Like I'm like that, you know? And I don't know. I just feel like this isn't the end for Harrison Smith. I feel it. Even if it is, like you said, if we're in trouble or, you know, need some, you know, because of injuries or something, we need some depth. Yeah, he's going to be a phone call away. He'll come back. He's not going to go to any other team. But even if we're doing good, you know, further down the season, we probably might call him and pick him up just for depth. Like you know, it goes both ways. But man, I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose him. Who else we got? We got rid of Bynum, Metellus. I mean, we use Metellus for everything except for D line.
No, we definitely need to find if Harrison, because this, I mean, he's the captain of the defense. I mean, we definitely need somebody to step in that. Van Ginkel might be next up in line to be that leader on the defense. I mean, typically it's either your safeties or your linebackers. So definitely need to find somebody to step in that role.
Yeah, it's almost more of a loss just in that leadership, and having someone that can lead from the back of the field is so important. Now, watching the game, it seemed like they were dropping. It seemed like Bynum was playing safety, right? Now, was Metellus hurt? Like there was stuff going around. So I don't know. Did Metellus get hurt at some point and was not on the field? Because it seemed like we were almost playing almost a 3 safety, which it's hard to call this defense anything, but it felt like they were dropping 3 a lot against the Lions. And it looked different. Obviously you had a ton of pressure, and I don't even feel like the defense was really, I mean, they were out there a lot, but they were dominating as well with the pressure that they were creating. But it looked a lot different. It didn't look like a lot of the too high safety that we have been getting most of the year.
Well, last year when we had Bynum, before he dipped off to the Colts, you know, shout out to him. He went and got that bag. He performed and deserved it. But last year when we had Bynum, Metellus, and Harrison Smith, we did run a few, you know, dropping 3 safeties back because Metellus could come in and play that kind of hybrid Jabril Peppers, you know, safety linebacker. But I didn't notice it. You know, on Christmas Day, I was working as well, so I had to run the replay, and I can't see all of it. But you know, you're right though that the safety, you know, safeties, that's your last line of defense right there. And you know, if the linebacker, the one wearing the green dot, if he misses something or whatever, like your linebacker is calling your D line and your D line, your defense, and your linebackers, but your defensive backs all have a different call. You know what I mean? So there has to be that defensive back that can take over for Harrison Smith if he doesn't come back, because that is going to be huge. Communication is huge.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of pulling up some snap counts and everything, because it was just it was a wild look to the game. It just looked different. I don't know what it was. See, and I wonder if Jay Ward wasn't getting a lot more playing time, because it seemed like him and Fabian Moreau had 27 snaps. Jay Ward had 39. Isaiah Rodgers had 61. Byron Murphy had 64, with Wilson and Cashman, Harrison Smith at 64. So it looked like Byron Murphy was playing that other safety spot, because I don't see.
Well, I know in that with that pick that he had, we had talked about it, brought it up a few weeks ago, how last year when he was doing so good is because he had, you know, he lined up in the nickel, and that's exactly
Right.
where he got that pick.
Yeah, no Metellus. So I don't know if Metellus was on the injury report or not, or what was up with that.
He had to have been.
Yeah, you had Byron Murphy Jr. playing free safety essentially the whole game. So a different look than we had seen most of the season there. And honestly, it looked pretty damn good. I mean, he comes up with the big pick there, have maybe, moving him from that cornerback spot, that maybe safety becomes less of a need if you keep, Murphy and Smith back there and you get, talk the hitman into one more season, that safety position starts to look a lot different. This was a powerful Detroit Lions offense that needed to win. It's not like that team was laying down and you made them look worse than the Commanders, honestly.
So Metellus is on the injury reserve as of 13 days ago. So it was before
so he did get hurt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if he's healthy, he's playing.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that between the holidays and everything going on. So he got hurt in the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't realize that. I wonder if it was something that was kind of lingering, and then with everything being what it was, that he got shut. Well, and obviously Jonathan Grenard getting shut down that week kind of takes the headlines and all the talking points. Not a lot of people worrying about a hybrid kind of safety position going out there. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if that's not something that becomes part of it. But another thing we got to hit on is, is B-Flow even here next year? And what does the defense look like sans Brian Flores, right? Like it's a whole, it's starting from ground zero again without B-Flow back there, but we can save that. Let's get through this. I'm going to take the bad, Coach. The bad, it'd be easy to kind of say the Lions, the Lions offense. I think I will. I'll take the Lions offense because I'm gonna leave the layup for you, Coach, on the ugly. That Lions offense, which isn't bad. It was number 1 in the league coming in. They looked bad with that B-Flow defense, just absolutely tearing them apart. The pressure, undeniable, coming from everywhere. You got the hitman coming out and doing what he does, playing instinctual football, which is really what this hybrid Brian Flores defense, that chaos defense is all about, is guys playing with their instincts. It's why a guy like Van Ginkel does so well, is he's not the most physically gifted really in anything that he does, but his instincts of knowing the game of football are just off the damn charts. So the bad, well, they're not bad every week. They definitely looked bad on Christmas Day, the Lions offense. Which leaves you with the ugly, Coach.
All right. So I got a few. You already know me. I take my notes. No takers are money makers. B, you see it on my Snapchat. I'd be putting in that work. But so ugly, I would say Max Brosmer just showing the lack of experience. I don't know if it's preparation or your confidence, mixture of both, but that, I guess, that play in the fourth quarter, we're only up 13-7. We're backed up in our own end zone, and he just makes the ugliest throw ever. Now, granted, we didn't have our full offensive line. You can make every excuse in the book, but I mean, that the Lions are coming after you. You're backed up into your goal line. You got to get that ball out of there. I mean, granted, we're blessed that it was an incomplete pass, but that we can't. I don't want to leave the decision in the referee's hands. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't end up well for us one bit.
Can I give an honorary ugly to the equipment staff who didn't get the man a new jersey after it got torn to shreds? Do we only have money for one back? He was the starter that day. Like, it's not like you didn't know he was going to play. Come on.
That's crazy. That should be on that "Come On, Man" segment. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
If this team would have been good and that happened, it would have been.
Oh, and that's crazy that you bring that up. That's so true. The better the team's doing, the more people are looking at the details. Are like, everything's got to be perfect. But
Hey man,
We're-
it's a big reason why you didn't have any Pro Bowlers this year too. Like no doubt, and granted, this team's gonna finish the season not that bad, right? And that's kind of the shame of it. But you were so piss poor in the middle part of the season that everybody tuned out. And that is a big deal to do. B, is it all fan voting for the Pro Bowl still, or how is that working? And the game's totally different now anyway.
Yeah, I think it's more leaning to fan voting. I think they do the players. I mean, I'm fine with no Vikings on there because, again, we didn't show nothing. I mean, if they had to be like MLB where you have to have at least one person on there, it would have had to been our kicker. I think he was the most consistent thing.
Yeah, honorable mention Jalen Redmond. I heard some people say that they felt like he got snubbed. I don't feel like he's done it for long enough. Yes, he's had a good season. I think he's top 10 in a lot of categories that you would look at there, but he's not really, I mean, he's top 5 in like one. Yes, he's getting pressure from the interior line, but not a household name by any means. And when it's left to the fans, you can't count on one good season. Unless it's like
the fans,
right?
I mean, if it's only on the fans, then Jefferson gets in every year because, I mean, he's the moneymaker. But
yeah,
they definitely didn't have a Pro Bowler this year. Like I said, it would have been the kicker if I had to vote or would have voted. It would have been the kicker.
Yep, kicker or punter.
Yeah,
The punter wasn't bad. So
no, you had a bad season when.
yeah, no kidding. And honestly, like B, I'm not even upset that we don't have anybody in the Pro Bowl. Nobody really deserved it. I mean, nobody deserved it. Other than the kicker, Will Reichert, shout out. You probably won't miss a 27-yard, field goal attempt to send us into the Super Bowl or, next round of the playoffs. My second ugly would be just the penalties. We had some stupid penalties yet again. Back-to-back false starts taking us from 3rd down and 5 to 3rd and 15. And then that back to sub so much that we had to be in a passing down. Aiden Hutchinson comes in, has one of the games of his life, and then gets us for a sack, and it's just like that took us out of field goal range right there. Just that's when a quarterback is trying to do more than just live within the offensive scheme and stay within himself. But the number one ugly I have, and it is what it is, but I just had to put this on there. I heard it on K-Fan. I can't remember who it was, but Bernie Fratto in the morning. I was working overnight. But if Minnesota didn't collapse and have that special teams meltdown in Chicago, and we beat the Packers on Sunday, we would have made the playoffs. Like, that's some shit right there. I don't even care who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's just how this season has gone, to have that one special teams play be the difference between a playoff berth, like, that's ridiculous. That's ugly. That's cheeks right there. That's ass.
And on that play, and I don't know if you've rewatched that one in particular, but you had two guys abandon their lane and try to go play hero, and that's right where the ball came back to and straight up that lane, right? Like, it's a testament to, like, you cannot take plays off and you have to play in the system as it's built. Like, everybody has to do their job. Don't go out and try to do something that's outside of that, right? The same thing that you're talking about on that play with Brosmer and the sack there is, like, you got to know when to just throw it away or to stay in your lane. And yes, everyone wants to make a play that sends it there, but if you don't make that play, it could turn into a huge momentum swing the other way, and it could be the one in a season that keeps you from making the playoffs. And I don't think that this team really deserves the playoffs necessarily with the way the season's kind of gone, but yeah, it hurts. It's ugly, right? It almost makes you want to, like, retroactively go and find those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And my players know that I don't put up with that shit. you play within the system. You trust, the guy right next to you, and you play your role. Because would you rather play your role and have, a next time, or try to play hero ball, play outside of the system, make a play, and have that literally being the determining factor of you being in the playoffs or not? You're probably not going to get another rep. Like, it's just, you got to be smart. You got to be smart mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. You got to be smart enough to know, like, hey, like, I want to do this, but I just don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, and special teams were such a sore spot this season in a lot of different games, right? That Green Bay, the backbreaker with Miles Price there, which, he's probably it's going to hurt his young career. It seems like, did they ever say what it was? I don't remember seeing what it was. He tore his knee up on that opening kickoff on Christmas Day, didn't he? I don't know if they've come out with anything because they haven't had to, but
I didn't hear anything, but I just saw that, first play he went down, and
and it was non-contact. It was, and maybe they said it was an ankle during the game. I can't remember. The team doesn't have to put anything out until earlier today. Maybe it was the first day, or tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so they won't have to come out with an injury report till tomorrow.
Let's see here. Who was it?
It was Miles Price on that opening kickoff. Yeah, because they started the game and they're like, well, we're going to commercial break and we'll see it.
I got one more ugly. I got one more ugly as well.
Damn, it was a win, Coach.
I know, but them 7 sacks. 7 sacks. Like, like I said, I made a post. I said it. It was ugly. We got the win. And we're 8-8. I mean, got to appreciate, right? But and I actually wanted them to get this far just so we had a chance of being above 500. That's going to help out everything, like just the small things. It's going to help out the Jefferson situation. That's going to help out B-Flow.
Because it's been awful. It has been god awful this season. Everything that you have had to go through, the injuries to Wentz, McCarthy, Brosmer looking absolutely lost out there. And you're going to finish possibly 9-8? That's fucking crazy, right? And I don't know which way that goes now, because you didn't get to see McCarthy in the last few games. Even though he was trending in the right direction, it almost, to me, gives it more credence to going out there and having, if not someone competing for that starting job, meaning a veteran coming in, that you have a very capable someone to step in at the first sign of either McCarthy not being ready again or injuries, which, he's obviously kind of earning the McGlass moniker at this point. But, I think if they're in it, he probably comes back this week, right? If this is to get into the playoffs, he's probably coming back and playing in that final game and maybe even toughs out this one. But yeah, man, it leaves a lot of questions.
Well, and that brings up a hot take number 2. Knowing what you know with, that Vikings team that went to the playoffs, Christian Ponder got hurt, just didn't want to play. And we had to go into Green Bay playing Joe Webb. Would you feel more confident with that, or going into a playoff game, had we not messed up in Chicago, going into a playoff game with Max Brosmer? Like, I thought Joe Webb was bad, you know what I'm saying? But like,
if you were playing for the playoffs, B, I almost think that you'd be trying to sign someone off the street right now.
Well, the thing I noticed with Joe Webb and Tavares Jackson is they put up good numbers when they weren't named the starters. When they came in and had to fill in, they balled out. So I would actually, if it was a playoff game, I probably, oh man, if I got this roster, I'm probably going with Joe Webb, because I mean, we've seen what Max has done with this roster, but again, that offensive line is their big key factor. I mean, if they can protect and get them time, then maybe Max looks a little bit better. but
It
yeah,
his processing wasn't fast enough.
yeah,
He just
that's
looked.
why he went undrafted.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's
man, if I don't even know ball that well, and I have to say rip it, and you're like just not seeing it, right? And that was the same thing you were having with McCarthy. Same issues where you're just not quite confident, I would say, in what you're seeing. And it's not, maybe he sees it really well, but in that game time situation is just not able to put all of it in there, right? And I don't know necessarily, because I'm not a huge, I'm not a ball knower.
The one thing I get in debates with people, mainly it's the quarterback, and a good example is this year. Sam Darnold's doing good. Well, we should have kept him. Yeah, but would he have done the same with this offensive line that we have? I mean,
and we watched him win in the regular season.
Yeah.
The thing with Darnold has always been when the freaking chips are on the line and you need him to show up, he goes blue screen of death. And I think
that's the thing is, does he put up the same numbers? Does he lead us back to the playoffs? I mean, this offensive line was terrible, was not healthy. So it's hard to say that. Danny Dimes would have done the same thing. I mean, that's the one debate I get with a lot of people. Well, you should have kept this. Yeah, but you don't know what would have happened. I mean, should have brought Aaron Rodgers in. Yeah, but look what happened to Wentz. Wentz ain't as mobile, maybe a little bit more mobile than Aaron Rodgers, and he got pummeled. I mean, so you can't.
It's easy to play that what if game. After the fact,
I hate that game.
Right? Yeah. 2020 in the hindsight always. Yeah. And I don't get caught up into it. I would much rather play the what if game of like, what if somebody had done their job on special teams in Chicago, right? Well, or at the home game against Chicago, and that's a little bit easier to handle instead of, well, what if this guy was here and that, and like you just don't you don't know.
Well, and you go back to that Chicago game, and whoever, switch lanes, maybe he thought something that he was going to get to him. Running back sees, or the returner sees the same thing. It's like, oh, he's going this way, so I'm going to cut this way. So I mean, it's a cat and mouse game. I mean, heck, Barry Sanders was the best at it, and we couldn't stop him. So, but it is a big what if. What if the penalties didn't get called? What if this happened? And all this. I mean, I keep going back to the 2018 draft and where the Vikings were one game away. It's just like, yeah, well, I would have re-signed Case Keenum. I would have drafted Lamar Jackson and rolled with it. Am I right? Am I wrong?
There's a what if game that changes the trajectory of an entire franchise. Yeah. Because if you have that, you might not end up with KOC, right? You might not end up where you're at now, where you have.
But you could have ended up better. I mean, look at where Lamar's at. I mean,
right. Well, we'll see if he's wearing a Ravens jersey in a couple of weeks, man. Like that's it's crazy to hear people talk about a former MVP and possibly playing his last game. He's under contract for another year too, I think
so. But yeah, Burrow, I mean, there's big talk, and I just love how, maybe it's all fan bases that have quarterback issues, but I open up my social media page, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and Vikings are linked to this quarterback. Vikings are linked to this quarterback. Vikings need to move on this guy. And it's just like, all right, we don't need to move on him. We need somebody young. We got our young quarterback. Yes, he's kind of fragile. Let's build up the offensive line. Let's get this guy. And everybody says it. Quarterbacks needs time to adjust into this game. It takes a year and a half to 2 years for a quarterback to get in there. He missed his first year. I mean, he was probably at the practice facilities, but he couldn't run the plays. He couldn't do much. So this is his rookie year. So let's see what he does this year. Let's go out next year. I mean, look at, I hate to say it, the Bears. Caleb Williams looked awful last year. Got his act together, and he's 230 yards away from becoming the first Bears quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards, leads his team to the playoffs. So it's all in time. And I hate to quote Aaron Rodgers, relax.
And with the Caleb Williams talk, I still watch a lot of Bears football. I try to keep with the NFC North teams still. Yeah. And I mean, he's still not great, right? He's making a lot better throws. He's got more time this year. You're also talking about a guy that was the number 1 pick, like consensus. It wasn't like, oh, they shouldn't have taken him there. Everyone was saying for 3 years leading up to that draft that this guy is the number 1 overall pick, right? Because the talent is there and he can do superhuman things, it seems like, with the escapability. But even he, gifted a 7-0 lead on the first play on Sunday Night Football. Still can't go out and win that football game, right? Yeah. So there's still some things that he needs to clean up, some throws that he misses and different things. And you're talking about a number 1 overall pick, right? And there's a big difference between that number 1 and that number 10 where JJ is drafted in that same draft, right? So it's
the thing is nobody has a perfect game. Nobody has every read right. I mean, they're saying what if he would have looked to the right a little bit more, had a guy jumping up and down and could have thrown it to him. I mean, it's all those what ifs. I mean, we're not in the game. Coach Cody's probably the guy that gets closest to the game that could probably, what a player's thinking, what a coach is thinking. I mean, everybody gets second guessed. What if they just ran this play, and stuff like that. So, but it's all, what if, and, we roll into Sunday. What's the team going to look like? I mean,
right. Well, and we're going to get to some more what ifs. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more things. Coach is back now. I'm going to throw up a little video and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame ballot before we get out of here tonight. But first, just a big thank you from me to all of our fans and a peek for all of you guys into the year that I've had and a little taste of what I've been getting into over the last 12 months. So we're going to take a little break here, and then we'll be right back. Over the last year and a half, the Scene Projects has recorded episodes, showcases, and content featuring over 500 independent artists and musicians, local business owners, and more. I've been blessed to be the host of all of these, to connect with brilliant, creative people in a variety of fields and genres of music. I'm honored to be the executive producer of the Scene Projects, to connect with all of these intelligent, ambitious human beings that continue to amaze and inspire me. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the scene in 2025. 2026 is going to be bigger and bolder than we ever dreamed. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for an amazing year, and I look forward to seeing you all real soon. And just a big thank you to everybody who continues to tune into all this content. We might not be the biggest channels in the world out there, but we sure try hard. And, and I put a lot of time into all this stuff. So I just wanted to say big thank you to all of our watchers and listeners. We're going to pass 10,000 downloads on the podcast version of the Scene Projects this year, working with just some incredible independent artists that are out there chasing dreams, Cody, and similar to all your players that you've coached over the years, similar to yourself, right? I mean, in so many ways, you're out there chasing a dream every day, and it's the reason that you put in those 16 to 22-hour days when it's needed and forego sleep and comfortability for something bigger and something greater. And that's why I know, talked about momentum off the top of the show, it scares me to take a day off, but I also know that like one day out of 365 isn't going to kill us, right? I used to take a lot of days off in my life. Hell, I took 2 years off while I was in prison. Reading books and watching TV. So I've had plenty of time off. I am rested. I am ready for the year that is coming and really looking forward to working with you two gentlemen. We got a lot of draft coverage coming up, but before we talk about the draft, we're going to get in, and I want to talk a little bit about some Hall of Fame. It's a Hall of Fame ballot nominees, guys that have done it for a long time, been in this league and now out of this league. Some of them returning as broadcasters now. And it's interesting to see. B, you asked me, who's in, who's out this year. And, I kind of shot right away. Breeze, Fitzgerald, Vinatieri is an easy one. Vinatieri's a South Dakota guy, so I'm a little biased there. It's amazing to me. I didn't even see Eli Manning on here before because it's crazy to me that he's not. Is this his first year of eligibility? Has been passed over?
I think he's been passed over once, but I mean, I honestly, David Tyree, he needs to thank David Tyree, and he needs to thank the defense, Michael Strahan, because without them, he would not even be in the conversation. I don't even want him on the graphic. Can we X him out?
Well, and the thing is the NFL doesn't like to put two people in on the same position. Typically, they try to avoid that. So, to me, I'm looking at it. Breeze is a shoe-in this year. I think he's definitely going in.
What?
Oh yeah, Breeze is going in.
Yeah, his numbers alone, man. It just and his career trajectory, I think, too, of kind of being the high draft pick and then getting replaced, right? He got traded to the Saints, right?
Yeah, from the Chargers.
From the Chargers, right?
Yep,
so just
that shoulder injury.
That career arc to me, and then putting up the numbers that he did, and what ifs? What if he's not with a Sean Payton? What if they're not, putting out bounties on guys?
Yeah,
man, that's what I'm saying. And I'm a football fan. I'm a sports fan all around in general, and I don't even the Houston Astros, You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give them credit. I don't get Patriots. They're one Super Bowl, two Super Bowl with the Deflate Gate. Whether it's true or not, the fact that you're even in that conversation, like, I just wipe them clean. I wipe them clean. I don't want either quarterback on there.
Oh,
either
he's
of them.
He's a defensive guy, B.
That is true. He's a defensive guy. I do give that, but
the only reason why I'd give it to Breeze is he was like 5 foot and a half and 3/4 inch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even know his own height.
Yeah.
Now you kind of question B. You question me. I said Fitzgerald. I think Fitzgerald is a shoe-in to me, but B, you were kind of on the fence about him a little bit. What are your thoughts on Larry Fitzgerald?
I like Fitzgerald. No. I mean, he definitely, stuck it out with the Cardinals when they were bad. But you got Holt on there, you got Reggie Wayne on there. I wouldn't be upset if any one of those guys get in. If I'm ranking them, it's tough. Holt had that one good maybe year or two with the Rams when they were the greatest show on turf. Reggie Wayne was kind of consistent. He had Eli, or not Eli, but Peyton. I'd probably go Wayne, Fitzgerald, Holt in that order. Like I said, it's tough. Fitzgerald, I could hear arguments, and I wouldn't doubt anybody, but I think definitely those guys should get in due time. If Fitzgerald makes it, great for him. I liked his honesty though, because everybody asked, reporters, are you going to go to Minnesota to finish out your career? He's like, nope, I'm staying here in the Cardinals. I'm not going there just for sympathy, so.
I like that too. The only thing I got with Fitz is that playoff run to lead him to the Super Bowl. What do you have, like 4 straight games, 120-yard plus or whatever with a touchdown? Like, oh man, if it weren't for San Antonio Holmes, he's got a ring.
Yep.
Torrey Holt. I think he was only good because he had Isaac Bruce. That's just what I'm saying.
Yep.
Reggie Wayne only because he had Marvin Harrison. Larry Fitz was the man.
Yeah.
Right.
Who,
And
who,
I
who
think that
else did
makes
they
a big
have?
difference. The ring for a wide receiver or for a running back for that matter. I think it's more about numbers on that side, where for a quarterback, no ring, it's going to be tough for you to crack that Hall of Fame. It just is what it is, right? If you didn't lead your team to the highest level, I feel like it's really tough. Not as much for a receiver or a running back in that, but for a number 2 receiver, I feel like it's really hard when there's guys out there that were the man that were getting all the attention, right? Like you put up numbers because they were looking on the other side of the field.
Yes.
Like you had to put up those numbers. But yeah, I mean, those were to me, Breeze, Fitzgerald, and Vinatieri popped off because I mean, they were the man at their respective positions in their time. There was really nobody else that was really talked about. Now you look at the rest of the list, and there's some. I mean, Darren Woodson, one of the best to do it. Defensive guys, just hard. Is it 3 or 4 that go in?
What's that?
How many is it that go in per year? I don't follow the Hall
I
of Fame.
think it's 5 up to 9 or something like that. I know they got a minimum. If they don't get 5, they get a minimum. If they don't hit their minimum, then nobody gets in. But
Oh, what?
yeah, I believe so. I could let me look quick.
Yeah, you look that up. See, and so then for me, if there's a 4th, it's probably Woodson, because I think they'll probably try to get a defensive guy in there. And Woodson like barely over Suggs, but again with Suggs, you had one of the best to ever do it on the field with you at that, you know what I mean, playing middle linebacker. So it just like, you know, kind of being that the Robin to the Batman, like you're going to put Batman in first and then kind of, you know, the second fiddle, if you will, maybe get their chance. And I think a lot of these guys, if they don't get in this year, that they're going to be back on the ballots for next year. I don't know who's coming up eligibility wise for next year, but you're usually not adding like a massive class each and every year.
Well, and with Suggs, like, yeah, he was a baller linebacker. Don't get me wrong. He was one of the X factors, but was he only that because people were trying to stay away from Ray Lewis? You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at Luke Kuechly. Yeah, he wasn't in the league. He wasn't in the league for that long. What, 8 years maybe? But those 8 years were productive, and he was the dude on that Carolina Panthers defense. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that type of stuff. When I think about the Breeze and Eli Manning, I'd probably put Breeze ahead of Eli Manning. I don't care about the 2 rings. You got lucky for the 2 rings. Tom Brady should have had 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous. But I'm wondering, does Luke Kuechly, Luke Kuechly and Frank Gore, do they get a fair shot? Because I mean, they both were in the league maybe 8 years. Frank Gore was in the league a lot longer, but you know, does Frank Gore get a shot? Adam Vinatieri, I'm with you. I mean, the dude, you know, he every time he lined up for a kick, you knew it was going in. You just knew it.
Yeah. So I'm wrong. They try to set the minimum between 4 and 8 for each class. So yeah. So I thought there was a minimum that they had to reach, but they do between 4 and 8.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly played 7 seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess 8 seasons. That's crazy. That's over league average too. Yeah. What's the average time in the league is like 3 seasons, if that.
They got to be 5 years retired. So that's why everybody was making a big deal when Philip Rivers came out of retirement. Now that resets his clock, and
that was a smart move on his part, man.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have got in this year.
No, especially if it's like you say, where they don't want to put in 2 guys at the same position. Like to me, Breeze is getting in. And I think a lot of people feel the same way about Eli because that Giants defense on both of those teams was so historically
You
good.
feel me? Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, you're not alone in that fact.
No,
right? Like, you're not alone there at all.
He's going to get in because of the rings. He should he have? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if he doesn't get in. I mean, I'm not going to cry about it if he gets in. So,
But hey, have we brought up the Viking that's on there?
Kevin
Well,
Williams.
that's why that B asked about that too, and I was like, "Look, Witten gets in because he's a Cowboy eventually, and Kevin Williams doesn't because he's a Viking, and that's just kind of being."
I think Williams gets in. I do think maybe not this year, but I mean, there's a lot of ex-players and media that really love Kevin Williams, so he's got that behind him, and him and Pat definitely put together. I don't think they had the career if it wasn't for the other. So, we'll see on Kevin Williams there.
But Kevin Williams, I mean, you don't get the name with the Williams wall for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just hard enough. I mean, it's hard enough for anyone who's not in the premier positions on the, you know what I mean, on either side of the ball. It's mostly linebackers, quarterbacks, running backs for a reason, right? Because those are the people who get the ball the most often. You put receivers there, I guess, as a fourth, maybe. It's tough to even get this far, right? It's tough to even get to the point where you are on the ballot and then to repeat in one of those spaces that aren't a premier position is just tough. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he makes the ballot again. If he doesn't get in this year, if they make it back, just because it's so hard to even get to this level. And now you have a whole nother crop of guys coming in next year that are going to be eligible. And like I said, I don't know. I don't track all that stuff close enough to know who would be coming in to have an opportunity, to be voted into, even to be on the ballot for this year. But yeah, an interesting take. Interesting. How many vote B? You kind of had the stuff pulled up. How many votes is it to get in? Like, how does that all break down? Just maybe there's some of our listeners that don't understand.
I want to say it was 80%, but let me.
Yeah, when you said that, if they don't meet the minimum, then nobody gets in. I was like, what?
No,
has there ever been
4 to 8? Yeah, it's 4 to 8. I thought they had to reach that 4-pointer or else somebody get in. So the selection relies on 80% of the votes from a 49-member selection committee, choosing 4 to 8 inductees annually. So 80% of the vote between the 49 people have to get in. So,
and they all pick between so that 49 people pick 4 people, or 4 to 8 they each pick.
I think they just vote on all 15 guys there, and if they reach let's see here, the class is annually. Yeah, they don't say if they narrow it down. I mean, this is the semifinals, or no, these are the finalists. So,
Right. So I wonder if it's like they all pick 4, like you get to vote on 4, and then you have to have 80% of that 49 vote to get in, or maybe they vote on 5.
Yeah, it doesn't really say. It just says, the 49 members selection committee votes at the Super Bowl. Approval candidates need at least 80% approval for induction. So out of the 49, what is that for 80%?
I'm not a math guy, B.
I'm not. I am, but when it comes to percents, I mean. So what is it? Let's see here. Let's see if I can figure this out quick. Where's my calculator?
They need almost 40 votes, 39.
Okay.
If I did it right, I did 49 times 0.8. I think that's right.
Yep, 39.2 votes. So yeah, almost 10 people have to vote somewhere else. So And I'm guessing they sit there and they debate, everything, and then they,
Right.
And I don't know, maybe they go by player, so.
Yeah, and
But
it's tough. It's tough. If only 4 guys are going to get in,
the
if
minimum
I
of
had to
4
pick
up to 8.
4, yeah, Breeze, Fitzgerald, Vinatieri, and this is just, I'm not saying these are my picks. This is more like what I'm forecasting is going to be the votes, but I think it's Breeze, Fitzgerald, Vinatieri, and Woodson. If it's going to be 4, I think it ends up going that way just based on careers, positions. I think that's what it ends up being.
Yeah, I mean 4. I like those 4. You add a 5th. I know Frank Gore's been around forever. I know the media liked him. I would say that I bet you we're gonna get 4 to 5. I don't think we're gonna get 8.
If there's a fifth, that's where Williams gets in.
Yeah,
I think, but I don't think Williams gets in ahead of Woodson. I think that 5th, if there's a 5, I think you put it between Kuechly, Williams, and Gore. Probably where it lands in there. Witten was good, but I don't feel like he was like historically good. Like I said, he's going to get in because he's a Cowboy if he makes the ballot again in the future. But
yeah, I'm with you.
No, I agree. I think Frank Gore gets in there. I'm pretty sure Frank Gore, I'm pretty sure he's second all time in rushing yards. Is that,
No, I think it's all-purpose yards.
All-purpose yards. All right.
Yeah, because I mean, you got Barry, Sweetness, and Emmitt Smith up there.
Barry Sweetness. I love it. Barry Sweetness.
Well, Sweetness, he's saying Walter
Barry Sanders, Sweetness. Emmett are your top 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's something fun to watch. If we won't be watching, any Vikings postseason, at least we got something to talk about there. We're gonna start to dig in heavy on the draft. Obviously, after next week, that's kind of all we got for a little while, for a couple months talking here. So I'll be relying a lot on Cody to educate me off the show and on the show. I'm gonna be pretty much just kind of producing, throwing up graphics of different guys. I'm sure we'll have some production meetings about how we want to shape it all and kind of what we'll go through. Maybe we'll go like by position and maybe do like a top, 5 at each position, maybe, Coach. Kind of give our takes each per week, maybe hit 1 or 2 positions per week, possibly. How long do we got? When is the draft this year? What's the date?
End of April, middle of
April.
April.
Got me on that one. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to, evaluate a certain position group. The possibilities are endless. And I mean, me and B, we're huge basketball fans, huge Timberwolves fans. I know North Dakota doesn't have a team, so we'll have to.
Well, I'm in South Dakota, but also don't
South Dakota, yes.
And we will never have a team.
Yeah, we got baseball coming up, and
Oh yeah. So
we're all about covering other things on here too. So maybe we will divest. I know a big hockey fan I am as well. Wilder having a hell of a season this year. So maybe we divert some attention into some of the other sports and cover those things and at least talk a little bit about them. And I'm down for whatever, man. Anytime I get to spend with you guys, I am more than happy to take advantage of.
Yeah. I got a question here that I've been thinking about all day to ask, the coach of the staff. What's the locker room like at the end of the season here? The Vikings had a rough season. What do you tell your players? What do you tell your coaches? I mean, is it go home, take a vacation, come back in a month or 2, let's rehash? I mean, what would you tell your team if you're in that locker room for Minnesota or any team that struggled this year?
Well, honestly, I mean, it's as simple as I break it down, kind of like Bubba did earlier on this podcast. Is there's even on Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's hard to take that day off And I'm a firm believer in stacking days. If you can stack 21 in a row, you make a habit, and then it's game on from there.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of it's hard for me to take a day off because, I mean, it's nothing to take a day off when you're on day 15, but when you're on day like 700 and something, that's a streak you're not trying to break. You feel me? So I just tell them, and I brought this up on the past few weeks, but we got a winning streak going.
Yeah.
So I let them know, like, hey, Jefferson, we didn't have the season that we wanted, didn't make the playoffs, this and that, but you broke record A, B, and C. We did, after everything that happened, you still were able to break A, B, and C records. So that's a plus. And just going into the year on that winning streak, I mean, that carries that momentum that carries over. I know it's a long time, and you got the draft and rookie mini camp, OTAs, all that preseason, and it's just you gotta that momentum will carry over into the next one. You get those guys will come into the building and be like, all right, business as usual. It doesn't even feel like that long. It almost feels like a blink of an eye, and you're back at training camp with your family, quote unquote. So in the locker room, no one. Jackson Dart said it in an interview. They interviewed him after this win against the Raiders, or this win last week. And they're like, hey, what are your thoughts on the fans thinking about the draft pick and this and that? Because they were playing for the number 1 draft pick. And he's like, we don't give a shit about that. We're just trying to win.
Yep.
And that's a real thing. It doesn't matter what your record is. It doesn't matter if you're winless. You're just trying to get that first win.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it. So the message in that locker room for me, I'd be like, hey, man, like, we had an up and down season. It is what it is. But we found ourselves. We're doing our thing, and we're on a streak right now. Let's just build off that. All you can do is build off momentum. Energy can't be created; it can only be transferred. We've all known this from day one, basically. So you keep that positivity going around the building, and for as long as you can. Momentum is hard to build, hard to gain, and when you do, it's even harder to keep. And that's the key right there, is to keep it.
And it's so easy to lose. That's why I'm so scared to take a day off.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. Like you can. That's why I'm so like gung ho about working and just not taking a day off necessarily, just because I want to keep that streak going. Who wants to ruin a 700+ day streak? That's a long time. If you ruin that, most people are like, fuck it, I don't want to do it again. I'm like, hey, let's try it again.
Okay. Good answer, because I was just kind of thinking, it's just like, okay, is KLC going to go in after the game or that Monday after the Packer game and be like, all right, guys, let's take a few weeks off, let's regroup, let's not think football, and then come back and let's dive into what we need, what our needs are. But you laid it out good. Win or lose, let's take what we had in the last few weeks, let's get right into it, and let's see where we can make this team better, and so we're not struggling next year. So no, that's good.
and I like that. I like that approach, and that mentality. Just because, I mean, most people start their New Year's resolution here coming up on the 1st.
Yeah.
And then they give up, by day 14 or by day 3 or something like that. Well, why can't why can't you start your New Year's resolution before 2026? Get that 21 days in, build that habit. That way you're running into 2026 full momentum. I feel my personal opinion is average people start their 2026 on Jan 1st. I'm not average. So I'm going to start it before then. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. My New Year's resolutions kicked in October.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you don't have your 2025 reflection done, if you don't have your 3 W's, what did you do right? What didn't you do right? What can you do better? If you don't have that done, if you don't have your goals for 2026 done by now or tomorrow, if you don't have your successful people, I was told once, successful people have their whole year planned out. And so it's like, well, shit, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? They're that busy, they're that into it, that they're that that they have to plan and organize like that. So that's basically how I try to run things.
All right.
Yeah, and I think that, minus a couple of cap casualties, you have a lot of this team back next year. So it's not like you're going to see a huge turnover. Now, obviously, we kind of talked about it at the beginning of the show, about B-Flow, because that's to me, even bigger than quarterback is this man going to be back, right? Is this man going to be here? And I know there's been a lot of talk about, especially this week. Shout out to Bring Me the News. I stole this graphic from him, but there's a lot of talk about my personal situation in next year. I've said this many times. I've loved my time here in Minnesota. My family loves it. The state of Minnesota has been tremendous to me. I know KOC mentioned there has been great dialogue, and there has been. And something that Judd and Mackey kind of hit on too is that there's such a juxtaposition between kind of the hard ass that B-Flow is, that don't take no shit attitude, and KOC's more kind of, and not that KOC takes a lot of shit, right? Or he's a pushover, but they have a different way of operating. And it really feels like it works well together, right? And I don't know. I mean, obviously the man's going to shop around, right? He's going to go out there and he's going to see what he's worth on the open market. I don't know if he's going to get the head coaching job. And if it is a job, if it's something that he wants to take when he can be generational here and maybe build a Super Bowl. If you can go 9-8 with the season that they've had in Minnesota this year, what can you do next year, right? I mean, like, to me, this team is still going, we should have been a playoff team in 2025. And the expectation is playoffs in 2026 to start. I don't want to put the Super Bowl expectation out there because I don't think that that's quite there. I think they kind of maybe learned their lesson from coming in a little too high and kind of smelling their own shit a little bit too much going through training camp this summer. I think you're going to see a different training camp and preseason, probably getting a little bit more of reps for the young guys who need it. And I think you're going to see a little bit different look at the beginning of the season than you did, because KOC is going to realize that, hey, there's no coasting about this. Those first few seasons went really well, and things were really rosy, and you had the double-digit wins. Well, you didn't get there this year. So there's work to be done going in, and I think you come in with a more motivated team from top to bottom next year that maybe feels like they missed out a little bit this year, and duly.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. I mean, when we had this year just shows you how important it is to have a starting quarterback, a number one true starting quarterback. There's only slim pickings of those, and then you get to the second string, and there's maybe a handful of those that can be actual second string quarterbacks. In KOC the past couple of years, he had Kirk Cousins, and he was able to, and Sam Darnold, and he was able to make magic happen with those. But now, and he needed Flores for a little bit, but he didn't really need Flores. Well, now this year he's like, shit. I mean, if I didn't have Flores, we're looking at probably a 3 in whatever season. You feel me? Like, our defense really came and saved our ass this year. And I made a post about this. I'm like, you give Flores a blank check. and you pay him like a
And the only
head
way
coach.
that he knows it is he's got to go out to do the interviews, to see what other teams are willing to give him, to see the authority. Heard a little bit of talk from Mackie and Judd. Shout out always the Purple Daily. I consume a lot of their content, as I'm sure a lot of us do. But a lot of what they were talking about is maybe they're a assistant head coaching, which I know somebody else on this team holds that title now, but is that something that's in there that in case a KOC getting let go in the middle of the season is warranted, that it's kind of like, hey, this is your job to take it? Because I don't know that he's going to find that head. Even if he gets interviewed, I don't know if he gets the job, because you don't know what conversations are going on behind closed doors with the league, the lawsuit still being out there and everything. Yeah, man, that's been a scar on his career. And I think, to me, he can overcome the attitude or whatever. I know I saw another quote today from Tua. Nobody cares, Tua. Nobody cares.
Well, and Big B, you can help me out on this real quick if you could. I had made a post about giving Brian Flores a blank check, and Pat Doherty Sr., one of my friends from my hometown, he commented and he's like, well, he does, because I said to pay him like a head coach, and he commented, he said, well, he is titled assistant head coach and D coordinator.
Yep.
So it's possible that's what I am right now, assistant head coach and defensive coordinator for the Wyoming Cavalry. I personally don't think, I don't think he's leaving anywhere, especially with that lawsuit. And this is only reason why I love this state and the whole Minnesota Nice is because we're like, oh, well, maybe it wasn't his fault. Oh, maybe this or that. And then we give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? We gave him a chance. So I don't think he's just going to shit on us like that, to be honest. It would have to be a huge deal. It would have to be a big opportunity, for a team that is looking for a head coach, for him to take that. In my personal opinion, from my experience, I went from a 11-man semi-pro, football team, the Minneapolis Warriors. They got that pedigree, national championships, regular season championships, all this and that. And when the Bears opportunity came up to be the head coach, GM, coming from a defensive backs position, is the grass always greener on the other side type of thing. I took it because I've always been that dude looking for a challenge, on, like I've mentioned numerous times before, playing Madden, whatever year, taking one of the worst teams, taking a quarterback low overall, I'm talking 60s, maybe 58, and trying to make magic with them.
They'd be the starter on this year's Minnesota.
Facts, honestly.
Starter.
That's just, are you up for that challenge or do you want a sure thing?
I just looked it up that he's not. Mike Pettin is the assistant head coach and has that title. He is just the defensive coordinator.
Mike who? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, and maybe that's something that comes with a couple extra $1 million too, right? You have to do something because it's undeniable what he means to this organization right now. And I can't agree with you more, Cody. You blank check him. And the only way to know what that value is to let him go do the interviews, talk to a few of these other teams out there. And for me, I don't see him wanting to go back. He did the bottom feeder, right? He went and lived that Miami life. I don't know that he necessarily wants to go back to a shitty organization that doesn't care about winning. It's obvious that Minnesota cares about winning. They don't want to tank. The players that are in that room don't want to tank. They're undefeated in December, and they've been out of it for most of the month. So guys are still showing up. They're still coming in to go to work. I think that means something. It speaks to the culture that they've built. And KOC doesn't build this culture by himself. It's always been the two of them together. And I have to think that internally, as men, as football coaches, and coach, being a defensive guy yourself and having been in the room, that there's unfinished business there. that this team, they know what they've built up to this point is capable. And I think honestly, in a crappy year, it's proved it even more that this team is poised to make a deep playoff run, more so now, even after the trials and tribulations of this year. Like zoom out on it from just the because we get so honed in on like each season, but maybe they're not looking at it like that, right? Do you look at a team in like 3 to 5 year arcs instead of just the 17 game season or whatever it might be?
100%. 100%. I mean, it's a business. You're trying to forecast how your business is going to go. Taking all the salary caps, your draft picks, how many picks you have, taking that all into account and trying to make a graph and project like, okay, based on, the free agents coming in, there's so many different variables. But I mean, I honestly don't think Flores would leave. We gave him that chance when not a lot of teams would. You're completely correct. As a football coach, yeah, I'm down for that challenge. I'm down to try to take a team that Hopkins, Minnesota, shout out to them, on a 28 game losing streak, having seniors that haven't even felt what it feels like to win a football game in high school, losing the first 2 games, turning around, getting a 5 game or 3-4 game winning streak, and then building something off of that. I mean, he's not gonna leave for sure thing. He's not gonna leave unless it's big money. Like I'm talking $3.5-4 billion. He's not leaving.
Well, and listen to the K-Fan this morning, they talked about how he loves it here. His family's here. His kids have grown, into sports and stuff there. They brought up the Pittsburgh job that if Tomlin leaves, that might be the one that he goes for. But yeah, he's going to shop around. He's going to get it. I think that's going to be our first big signing. I think it's going to have to be, keeping Flores here. And again, they compared it to, well, Flores stays and maybe we get Hitman back for another year, maybe that's what Hitman's waiting for to see what Flores does. So I think Flores is number one on the list that, hey, we got to lock him up before we decide, are we going to work on the offensive side or do we need to find something for defense? So I think Flores is going to be the big one.
And I agree. If I'm Flores, we would be absolute fools not to re-sign this guy. I mean, he's literally because we all know Kwesi can't do a damn thing with draft picks. So he's basically taken bottom of the barrel, scraping leftovers that teams didn't want, finding them to fit in their scheme, and making them household names. Van Ginkel, you know what I'm saying? Like it's we got to keep him. And for Vikings fans, I called it about 3-4 weeks ago, but I was like, hey, watch us go on a winning streak. As soon as we start talking about draft picks, watch us go on that winning streak. It's crazy, but to think that we're 8-8 right now with the going through quarterback 1, 2, and 3, damn near 4 at one point.
Well, and I think that's another thing too that we learned about. Yeah, it's nice to have that rookie, but you need that solid backup. And when Winston went down, we didn't really sign anybody, and it's like, okay, now we're going with a rookie quarterback, we're going with an undrafted rookie quarterback, and we're going with this guy. I mean, they should have went out and got somebody with some skill behind both of them if they really didn't want to play them. I mean, okay, we signed Ritter. Okay, whoop-de-doo. I mean,
Right.
So I was looking up details of the contract because he's a DC that the numbers aren't actually public, but I did see that some of the things floated around was maybe as much as what Vic Fangio got, which Vic got 4.5. KOC's making 13.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that's really high on the head coaching level. If teams are floating around giving him 10, $11 million a year, and I mean, that's generational wealth for your family.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a big difference. I don't know that the team and do coaches count against the cap? I don't
think so. But the thing, yeah, you get 10 million here with the team that, okay, you got the Raiders that are probably looking for a coach. You got maybe Pittsburgh. I mean, some of these teams are building, so it's like, okay, 10 million to be, how long am I going to be there? How long are they going to give me to build this team up? It might be better to stay here in Minnesota for 3 to 4 million. And I already got my defense. I got the guys I want, and that's what I'm worried about, So.
And I think they're going to have to pay him $5-6 million at a minimum, and it's probably going to have to be a 3-4. I would think that their play will be in that because he's going to be the number one defensive paid. Like he's got to be the top paid. So I think you're in that $5-6 million range. And then you are probably talking about pushing it to the end of KOC's contract extension and getting everybody on the same timeline and saying, all right, fellas, this is it,
That's what PA brought up too.
B. Big B. What did you say the number was? Because I cut out and I came back and you were talking 5-6 million.
Oh no!
Right now, yeah. So I looked up. It's not public. It's not public what they make, but Vic Fangio gets 4.5. So that's kind of what people think is probably in that 4 to 4.5 range. But I'm saying to keep him, then it's going to be 5 to 6, and it's going to probably be pushing it to a. I don't know how the contract, so it'll be 26. So yeah, but like a 3-year extension, and it's going to have to be worth more than 5. That's what I would say, more than 5 per year, because KOC's making 13. So, and that's what me and B were kind of talking about was that, if a team's coming and offering him a, 3-year deal at 10 to 12 million a year to be the head coach, is that worth it to walk away? Or you say, hey, I'm going to bank on myself going and maybe earning a ring, play the head coaching, because he's not an old guy, right? Like B-Flow is not and with the stench of this lawsuit being out there, who knows how many lists he's making it up to the top of anyway, right? Like just getting an interview is only one part of the process.
No, and that's the thing too is, and Paul Allen brought it up today that, you extend them to the as many years as KOC has, so that these guys can build together. And then if it all falls apart, do you look at KOC and let him go? You keep Flores if the defense is still stacking, still stacked and doing good, or you just let them both go at the same time and you start, at ground zero again.
Well, and I don't think that KOC or not KOC. I don't think Flores would ever even consider Steelers or Dolphins. I don't think.
He's going back to Miami. Isn't that where he had all the troubles with?
Yeah. And the fact that, I can't remember off the top of my head, how many stops did he have before we were able to get him?
And that's the thing too is, he's already been the head coach, so he knows what it's like,
Yeah, maybe the stress isn't worth it. Maybe that's something we're not taking into credit is that he loves all the head coach talk because it's only increasing his value, knowing that he's going to the Wilfs and going, look, man, this is what I could get. I don't want to leave, but I will. And
that makes sense.
And playing this contract out to the end too, is that like, look, I don't need to sign anything. I can go get this. And that's what he's coming back to him. I mean, to me, he's starting his negotiations at, I want $6 million a year. I want to be the assistant head coach. I want to be the first in line for that job. Should KOC ever get fired? Like there are a lot of conditions to that contract, and he's in the position of power, right? Especially with how this season has gone. All the power.
And the thing is the only way to get a better offer is have 2 or more people talking. If you only got one person talking, you ain't going to get much. But if you got 2 or 3 people talking, I mean, just like, I'm, been trying to sell cards. If I got two people battling over the same card, that's better for me. But if I got one guy, it's going to hurt me and trying to sell it. But yeah,
No.
I
You
saw
can still
Jerry
sell them.
Jones
You can still sell them that car. I'll show you some tips.
Hey, Cody
but
needs a car. Can somebody get him one at a price?
I'm telling you. I'm telling
What
you.
about that Tesla with the big screen?
If I did that, oh man, my girl would not talk to me. I'm surprised my girl talks to me right now, like
I
with
can't
all the
believe you
stuff
have
I
time
got.
for a girlfriend. That's crazy.
Yeah, no kidding.
When I told you I'm organized and I got my stuff, I'm telling you, I got my
4
whole.
minutes and I got to clock out.
But well, I probably do too. But all in all, let's turn back to the game. Max Brosmer, I mean, it was his first primetime start on Christmas, and he got a dub. Like we got to give him flowers where
Yeah.
The defense is going to be lights out again because I don't think they have any quit in them. Harrison Smith is definitely trying to get that one interception and be part of that 40-40 club. This
is he at 40-39 right now?
Annihilate.
Yeah, he has 39 picks. Yeah, he'll join. They said it today that if he gets this pick, his next pick will put him in the 40-20 club with 40 interceptions. I forgot what the 20 was.
Probably forced fumbles, sacks. Probably sacks.
Yeah, maybe.
He's got a bunch of those, but I just is Willis decent and good to go, or is it going to be border battle of the third quarterbacks?
I don't know. They let's see. I'll look quick, but yeah, they're talking that Toon might get some action.
Because, like I said, I gave my stuff to Bubba real quick. Like that, you call Guinness.
On a little bit.
Call Guinness.
Wow, they got Love questionable and Willis both questionable.
Well, and that injury to Willis, that was non-contact.
Yeah, you don't play Love, so it's either going to be Willis or Toon.
Oh, that just makes me feel so good. I'm sorry, but like as a Vikings fan, you take the Lions out of contention. The Packers are gonna go to the playoffs, but they're not gonna do anything with it. Like Bears, I've said it from week one. I'll still say it. Caleb Williams is bottom of the barrel, scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, but he's done. I mean,
scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot to be desired there still. Freak athlete, hell of an arm, but I heard some of the Bear, and I didn't even listen to any of the podcasts or anything, but a lot of the headlines were like, moral victory, you hung in there with the Niners. Does this mean you're a contender? And to me, it was like, dude, you got a gift. You got a touchdown gift, and you couldn't hang on to it. And you needed all the heroics just to get down the hook and ladder to get to the 3 with the chance to get in that last moment. Like that team is not there. And you're talking about a Niners team, no Trent Williams, no George Kittle, like no Fred Warner on the defense, right? Like, yeah, that's a pretty depleted. Now you got to beat the team that's in front of you regardless, but you didn't. And these teams coming into this last year, especially if San Francisco gets that bye and they win against the Seahawks in the last game of the season and get that number 1, you're looking at a much different Niners team in the playoff than you just saw. And you blew that. So, I mean, the Bears, yes, much improved. Their real test is next season. You played the 4th place schedule this year, which kind of is like the worst part about winning on Christmas is now Detroit gets that. But I think they're in trouble, man. That franchise is going back down. I said it when they played Green Bay, the first game of the season this year, like, oh, they're done. Like they look old. They look slow. They don't have the same magic that Ben Johnson brought to them on that offense, right? Like it was different. And granted, they had some wins during the year, but they got exposed all year long. That was no joke.
And that was a big talker going into the season. They lost both offensive coordinators. What's that team going to look like? And everybody's like, they're not losing players. They're going to be the same. But, we are looking at a different Lions team.
And look at what Ben Johnson has done for that, for a 3-win team a year ago,
Yep.
right?
Well, and I know that we're a Vikings podcast and homers and all that, but I might have to hit up my buddy Luther Burden III and see if he'll pop on here for a couple words, because the Bears, I mean, as much as I can't stand Caleb Williams, but Luther Burden's my man. Let me shoot him a message and see what we can do.
Well, and all that stuff fades. I mean, great young talent. He's got all that Houdini-like stuff. I mean, his escapability, it's an X factor in what that offense can be, right? Mm-hmm. But missing the open throws has been a thing. I watched a lot of it the year before, and even now, you're having that great. I mean, we've seen it with the Vikings team last year, right? All the fourth quarter comebacks and the 1-score games and all. Doing that against teams like the Raiders, doing that against the Vikings team that most people have been saying are a clown show this year. You've needed everything to get by a lot of bad football teams this year. That's all different. The real test of where that Bears franchise is next season when they're playing that first place schedule. And you see the test of a team then. And they could be right back to a middle of the pack like Detroit was this year, fighting for their lives at the end. And one injury. I mean, that team without Caleb Williams and all of that escapability is probably a 5-win team, right? Yeah. So, and that can happen when you play with reckless abandon. You're one ACL injury away from, a totally different, not just season, career, right? Like the Chiefs may not look the same going with Mahomes coming off his first real major injury of his career. He's going to be a different player regardless coming back next year. And a lot of that escapability is what makes Patrick Mahomes what he has been for the beginning of this, historic career run that he got off to. But man, all bets are off coming back from a big injury like that.
He should be thanking Andy Reid. I don't give him any credit for that.
But the thing is, Bubba, you said it. Look at the throws that Caleb's missed over the couple of years. I mean, JJ. I mean, he was missing a lot of open receivers. Throwing them short, throwing them high. So he gets that under control. I mean, we're talking about a different quarterback.
And Caleb played all the snaps last year. He hasn't missed a game, right? No, he's had all of that time. But still, for whatever reason, and and that's what's so funny about like coming from that Bear. That's why I said it was so toxic, because not even the fan base can agree that either he's the man or he's a bust. And like they're still arguing about
it. Like the fan base here. Everybody's talking that at the beginning of the year that JJ was a bust. Let Wentz play. So Wentz plays, he ain't doing nothing. Wentz gets hurt, JJ gets hurt. It's like, okay, now it's Max's time. Let's get behind Max.
You do need a running game.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, we've stayed on. We've talked a lot tonight. I really appreciate everything you bring to this show, man. It's a pleasure getting to talk ball with you and hang out. Obviously, Coach is the knowledgeable one here and bringing in the ball talk. We got a lot more to come. I'm going to try to follow the draft and stuff. I'm already planning. Coach is talking about, planning your whole year out. Now with football dominating the back half of my fall and winter, I only have to plan until like August. So
you feel me? It gets easy. It gets easy once you do that.
Planned out. I got big events coming. We got the tour in March, some award shows in May, another festival down in Houston we're hitting in June. My mom's 60th birthday is next July, so I'm taking like a week to go out to Colorado in July. I don't know that I'll be doing much. I want to hit some golf content, though. I'm courting some sponsors in the golf apparel world right now. We talked about Performia last week on the show, but I reached out and I got a meeting later this week with another guy who's got connections to Callaway and some other groups. So I'm looking
Let
for
me
some
know.
Well, I'll take some testing equipment, but you bring up golf. Of course, we got a shout out since you brought up golf. Happy birthday, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Hey.
So.
Yeah, talking about a man who did it at the highest level.
He's the one. I'll admit it. He's the one that got me interested in golf.
He got me golfing. I was a four-sport athlete: football, basketball, wrestling, and baseball. And then baseball almost got taken over by golf. So shout out Tiger Woods. You know, I was Tiger wish he could, but I'm still working on it.
Well, we're going to have a great time, man. We're going to keep talking sports as the Vikings season ends this weekend. We will be maybe transitioning, maybe talking a little bit about the other Minnesota teams here and, getting some hockey coverage in here as the Wild go on. Hopefully they got a deep playoff run and it gives us something to bank on besides draft coverage to get in there. Hey, man, it's the Wall of St. Paul, right? I've been following a little bit. They made
there you go.
One of the biggest trades in NHL history. I'm a big Blackhawks fan, Chicago guy still. But we kind of took a slide when Bedard got hurt. So I've been really tuned out the last couple of weeks. They were on like a 6-game losing streak and then like 1-1. They're going to go right back on a 6-7 game losing streak probably. So I've been tuned out a little bit of hockey
But that's the thing. Minnesota Wild fans, like, you can come at me with Pitchfork Nation if you think I'm wrong, but we always, I'd say 90% of the time we start out hot. We're one of the hottest teams ever going into the All-Star break, trade deadline, and then we'll fizzle out, and then it's like we're the Minnesota Twins, and we're looking at that magic number. Absolutely ridiculous. Momentum, whoever says momentum isn't a real thing.
Or a flip-flop where the Wild start off slow and then they do something at the All-Star break and then they heat up and then, okay, are they going to make it? They need to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt, stuff like that.
That magic number.
Yeah.
So, but hey, this was the last one of 2025. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to point that out. Bubba, I've had an amazing experience with you. I don't know. You probably already know, but I hate being on camera. But, I mean, this is fun. Just chilling with the fans.
Training for your head coach and your NFL days coming up, Coach. You got to get
it or his Iowa days or his Minnesota Gopher days.
Right.
I was gonna say, but Big B, you had me on Snap. I did apply for an assistant coaching job for University of Iowa and University of Minnesota and University of Minnesota Duluth. So, even if I don't get it, I mean, I'm in their system. I'm on their radar. They probably have looked me up already. So that's what we got to do.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's just like winning the Powerball. How many chances you had to win if you don't buy a ticket? So you put your name in the hat. I'm proud of you, Cody. I've been in Cannon Falls since 2010. So I've known you, going on 15 years.
You met me in my valley.
Yep. Nope. I definitely am proud of how, the guy you come up with, the role model you've been. Like I told you before, man, if I was, 20 years younger, I would have been at the tryouts with you playing or, doing stuff. But no, definitely proud of you.
Go. You know what, B, you talked about losing some weight, right? We were talking about the jelly roll thing. Now you ain't got to try out. And we got to mention that your tryouts did get changed because the weather got so shitty on you all. I got the graphic. I got the new graphic we're going to pull up here in a second. But B, I would love to see, let's do it on for the people, right? Let's get B losing some weight, Cody. And then you're going to run him through some drills one day. We're going to put it all on camera out there. We're going to get B running some offensive or defensive line, B?
When I did play football, I played both lines, offense and defense. I, definitely like the defensive side better because you had a chance to get the ball. But, when I played it, it was center, it was the guard, and then on the opposite side, the ends and stuff. So it was a fun time,
Now you got me thinking. Because I still got my helmet. I still got my pads. I got my cleats and everything.
No, but
I might have to have someone.
We got sponsors, B. We're gonna get you suited up, baby. One more time.
Hey,
cameras. Next
you and me both. I'll be a coach player.
You guys keep your eyes peeled for that. Lots of great content. Before we go, since we brought up the tryouts, throw the graphics there. Just tell everybody what the new schedule is.
Absolutely. So for people just tuning in for the first time, my name is Coach Cody Hommedahl. I'm the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator for the Wyoming Cavalry. We were going to have tryouts this past Sunday, but because of the snow, 8 inches plus, I decided I'm not going to put my players through that. I don't want anything bad to happen. So we rescheduled it to Saturday, January 10th. 10 a.m. to noon, and I just, I'm excited. I want all ballers to show up. If you're a dog, if you're not shy of competition, you've been playing this sport forever, want to get paid to play, maybe put some film on tape. That way you can send it to, the CFL, AFL, AF1, or maybe even land a spot on the practice squad for the, a professional team, Minnesota Vikings. Come on out. I'll take you along. I'll bring you on this journey, and we'll get you elevated real quick. Promise you that. Toka Soccer Center, Saturday, January 10th, 10 a.m. to noon.
Awesome. Yeah. And a little inside baseball, a tease for y'all, a potential new sponsor coming on the show. They're based in Burnsville too. So we get a little crossover action there. I throw it out there, see if we don't get them in the house to kind of check out what Coach Cody brings to the table and the competition down there. Great to follow this journey. Second everything that B said as well, Coach. It's been a pleasure. I've kind of caught you back on the come up a little bit. I know you're a long ways from sleeping in your vehicle now and doing it, but chasing your dream, man. I'm a dream chaser too. And it's nice to be on this journey together now. And man, you talk about elevating the platform, brother. You coaching the Golden Gophers in any in any capacity is going to do nothing but help me and my dreams. So we're going to keep on pushing. And this has a big deal to do with it, man. Name recognition and people being able to see you and hear you. You're putting out tape in every way, right? Showing up, giving your takes on football, showing your knowledge, but also showing who you are as a man every day. And that's why it's so important to get out here, to go live at least once a week, and to come out and to talk about your team when your season gets started with the Wyoming Cavalry as well. So looking forward to a lot more great content and sharing these moments with you guys and getting out on the golf course when the weather finally warms up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I get, my girl, she gives me a lot of crap lately. She's like, "Hey, you post a lot. Like, your stories are looking like caterpillars. That's what you want." That's when you're doing things right, and that
because then people got to tap that shit like 14 times to get by.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. And they, and I had one girl, she's like, "St. Paul Bears. I keep on like just pressing through it, but you keep posting about it, so I just had to see it." And it's like, yeah, consistent. You're gonna see it. I'm gonna shove it down your throat. I'm gonna promote, do my thing, and make sure you know what I'm all about. And I'm blessed for this opportunity. It just seems like yesterday we were up at Grand Casino, man. Like, honestly. It seems like this yesterday.
Ago, man. It was like 9 months ago, and it feels like
just
a
9 months,
right? I mean, it was March of last year. It was no time.
Yep. So I mean, anything can happen. You just, everybody wants that big goal, that big something, but at the same time, everyone's like, I'll wait until this happens, or maybe after this happens. It's never going to be the right time. Just do it. So that's what I want to leave with you.
Yeah, you got to make the moments happen. Exactly, Coach. And just blessed, man. B, appreciate you. Let you guys go. We will get together for some pregame action the last time for this season on Sunday. I'm assuming it's not going to get flagged. Have they announced that it's going to be the 12 game?
The 12 o'clock game?
They're not moving it.
Right. Well, it was TBD. They didn't even list the time, but
they didn't list the time when I saw it either.
Yeah, it was. I think the TBD was either they're going to play on the 3rd or the 4th. So.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
If it was something to play for, they probably would have flexed it deeper. But
Right.
But yeah, thanks for having me. I enjoy talking to all sports. I'll pull something out of my hat for hockey season. I mean, I know I live in the state of hockey, but it's so hard to follow these guys because you can't pronounce half the names on them. But,
Yeah, good stuff. Look, Coach is getting ready to go back out and go to work.
Hey, you already know. You already know.
All right, gentlemen. Well, y'all be safe. Coach, you drive safe out there. Don't work too hard. Enjoy your day off tomorrow. Everybody have a happy and safe New Year celebration. Bring home something big from Dave and Buster's, B.
Yeah, we will. I'll definitely screenshot that stuff. So have a good one.
All right,
see
man.
y'all. Have a happy New Year. We'll see you in 2026.
Happy New Year.
As we cheer on our Minnesota Vikings, let's also recognize true heroes. Pillars of Valor Coffee isn't just about exceptional taste. It's a veteran-owned company with a powerful mission. With every purchase, you're directly contributing to programs that empower and support veterans and first responders. Imagine starting your day with a rich, bold coffee that also fuels a vital cause. Pillars of Valor Coffee is dedicated to making a tangible impact, honoring those who've served our nation and communities. Join them in their mission. Visit pillarsofvalor.com to learn more and get your bag today. Pillars of Valor Coffee. Great coffee, greater purpose.